the show. Let's see what has been happening in the wrestling world. Welcome to the show, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Counts, always the best guests in Midwest. The Two Counts, wait time guaranteed because we're the best of the best. Meet B-Games and JR, Top Shelf Tommy, we're about to start. Welcome to the Two Counts. It's time to dig deep into the wrestling world. Welcome to the Two Counts, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Counts.
The Two Count. The Two Count. Where comedy meets wrestling. Please comment, share, like, and start a hype train for God's sakes. And now, here are the hosts of The Two Count. Comedian John Russell, wrestling broadcaster Big Ace, and everybody's favorite heel, Top Shelf Tommy.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Holy cow, what a day we've got. What a show we've got. We're not going to dick around. I mean, it's the third show for Madhouse Wrestling at the Thunderdome in Newton, Iowa, this Saturday. Luke Raven is with us. We're going to preview the whole show, and there might be surprises. I'll wait and tell you about my colonoscopy today until later on in the show, when we really need to get into some nitty gritty. But it's awesome to have you with us. Yeah, there you go.
I heard it was the shit.
Luke, I told these guys before the show, I got to try fentanyl today. Unfortunately, when I did, I had to have a guy stick something up my ass. So
sometimes it happens the other way around.
Yeah, it's not what it's cracked up
stick something up your ass,
anyway.
then you can get some fentanyl.
There you go. There you go. But it's fantastic to have you with us. And we're excited to go over the show down at a new venue, the Thunderdome in Newton, Iowa.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. A lot bigger venue in terms of what we can fit in there. I mean, everybody here was at Countryside, and it was a really cool area. It's got the balcony and everything, but it's essentially, set up to be a bar. Whereas a Thunderdome, it has like axe throwing and a full gigantic bar and all this stuff. And it's part of kind of like almost this events section type place where there's some bars and stuff in Newton. And so we're really excited to be able to have a cool venue like that. On our third show, we've had three so far, which is pretty crazy since we're just starting out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, since no one else was talking,
I just was looking at something else. My apologies. I heard a noise, and I'm like, "What the hell's that?"
No, that's fine. So I did watch the Facebook Live preview on Saturday that you and our own Ace and Mouse also participated in, and I gotta say, man, it's a hell of a card coming up, man.
Yeah, it's pretty jam packed. Like having six matches on a card was daunting our first couple shows, and so we decided, hey, you know what? Let's have 7 matches, and then let's have 3 of them be triple threats because we're idiots. And we thought that it'd be fun to do, and it's been chaos. So
the good news is, though, you're getting that many guys work, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you noticed a theme, I mean, the first show we had six competitors, and then we had the last Outlaw match, which was 10, and so now we've decided to add have an extra match. And so it's one of those things where we're booking to put on the best show we can, and there's so many good wrestlers out there, so much good talent, that it's hard to leave anybody off. I mean, you're never going to have enough room for everybody, but by God, we try.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good card. And all right, so we're gonna go through the card here. I got it right in front of me. We're gonna start with the first match that we should probably talk about, and that is that it's the very first women's match happening.
Yeah.
That's show number 3. The very first Madhouse women's match. And what's special about this match, Luke, you can explain how this came to happen, but this is actually for the Impact Pro Wrestling Women's title.
Yeah. So, we've been trying to get, we've been trying to have a women's match or just, some women in general, because we don't really necessarily believe in divisions, right? Like, we're going to have women or whomever, everybody's going to compete against everybody. But we wanted to have a title, and we don't yet have a secondary title. And so what was something that we could do? And so Malice, who obviously has worked for Impact Pro Wrestling for a number of years, reached out to Troy Peterson, the owner of Impact Pro Wrestling, and said, "Hey, is it okay if we do this?" And at the time, Briar Hale was the IPW Women's Champion, and then she ended up facing Miss Frankie J at one of the platform shows. I think that was just last month.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Frankie J ended up winning the title. So it's a triple threat. We got both the Hales. We got Sage Hale and Briar Hale. Even though they're twins, they're very, very, very different people, different personalities. Sage is more apt to do what she feels is needed to win the match. Rules be damned. I mean, she's very close to Miss Frankie J in that aspect. Briar tries to stick to the rule, the law, and so we have 3 tremendous women's competitors going for, in my opinion, probably the top women's championship in Iowa.
Yeah, it's going to be a big match, and all 3 know what it's like to be a champion. So, I mean, we have 3 of the top in Iowa going at it.
So, quick question here, Luke. Who's your favorite Hale sister? I want to be as divisive as possible here, everybody. Let's do this. Yeah.
Well, they actually each, since they have different personalities, you can kind of pick and choose what you like about each one. That's kind of the cool thing. Sage in the ring she's very much more aggressive than what I would say Briar is. Briar remains to be more technical. Briar's someone that you can approach and say hi to and not get punched. So that's nice.
That's always good. That's always a good thing.
And when you look like me, who you just look like you probably have multiple felonies, or it's nice to be able to go up to someone and say hi and not get punched.
You look like a goddamn accountant. Don't think you're anything worse than that.
I kind of am, though.
I mean, also too, way to be a fucking politician on that and not give an actual answer. Jesus.
I just watched TK's Tony Khan's interview with Ariel and took some notes.
Good Lord.
I didn't even watch that interview.
Oh my God. Let me ask you this about this women's match. Do you, I mean, I've seen the Hale sisters. I don't know if I've ever seen them work together. Do you, since you know what I mean? Like I've seen them fight each other tooth and nail, and I've never really seen them say, "Hey, this is a triple threat. Let's go get Frankie J." Do you think they would work together in that way? Or
see, that's a very good question. And that's kind of the interesting part. Do the Hale twins, who are sisters, decide beforehand, hey, it's better for us to take out the champion, work together. We're sisters. Let's work together, take out the champion. And then we'll compete against each other, or we'll see who gets the first pin on Frankie. Does Sage, who personality-wise matches up closer to Miss Frankie J, go to her and say the same thing, but about Briar? Or does Briar have all this in her head because she's dealt with her sister, she's dealt with Frankie J, have something in her back pocket? I think they've worked together. I want to say someone in the chat might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they tag together, or maybe it was a 4-way involved. It was Miss Frankie J and Brooke.
We got a glimpse of them tagging at Hall of Fame when they took on Frankie J this year and Becca Roper.
Becca, yeah.
We saw a glimpse of that. Again, that was at the Hall of Fame show, though. Now they could easily team up on Frankie J, but at the end of the day, only one of them can win that title. So
Well, and Miss Frankie J's been in this situation before, right? I mean, she's been here, she's done that. She's a multiple time IPW Women's Champion, and I mean, even if they're up skill level, hold for hold with Miss Frankie J, it's really hard to account for the experience that Miss Frankie J has over the other two. I mean, there's just no accounting for that. So. Yeah, it's one of the matches I'm probably most excited for. It's something that we've been working on since before show 1. Trying to get everybody in there. I remember we were trying to get some of these competitors in a scramble match or the outlaw match, and just timing didn't work out. So now we have all three on one match. So that's pretty exciting.
Very excited. As we go from that match, we go into another triple threat match. Now, this is not going to probably be the order of the show, guys, just so you know. But and this might be Top Shelf's favorite match of the night, I'm going to guess. We have Chilileo putting up those tag team titles on the line against the boys. Tommy's very own The Boys.
That's right, baby. They're living that top shelf life.
As well as ZK47 and a mystery partner.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting triple threat, with the champions Chilileo and The Boys, one of Tom's favorites, and then ZK and he's assured me he has a partner who's going to be able to tie people up in mots. So
I saw that mysterious photograph.
Could be anybody.
Said, who could it be? And I think I could make it out. It's someone that wears purple a lot. But
not Velveteen Dream.
No, but of course not, because you fuckers would work with him.
No,
he's disgusting. But and then I thought to myself, well, Prince is dead. So
as far as we know.
By the way, Prince could do anything. Right? I mean,
he could come back. We'd book him.
Anything. Hell yes,
book Prince's corpse.
But yeah, so I have a couple ideas. Jesus, no,
it might
Jesus. Be Jesus. HCW, good to see you. Yeah, it's very. See, there it is.
There it is.
Like, I mean, it looks like it could be. I mean, it could be Charlotte Flair, for fuck's sake.
Could be Mike Tyson.
It could be a lot
I mean, come on, JR, like it or not, you're just speculating at this point, and I don't think that you understand what you're saying at this point.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
I do.
HCW is probably closer with Jesus than you are with this stupid weird Prince stuff.
All I know is when ZK47 comes out, the champs and the boys aren't not going to know what hit them.
It's just the right amount. This is just the right amount of silly. Just the right amount.
It's not me. It's not me. You guys can't fool me. I'm gonna figure that out before the show. And you can't fool me. None of this bullshit talk.
It's actually the wrestler formerly known as Prince Iakea.
Iakea, yeah.
Iakea.
WCW reference.
I could handle, yeah, but I think people will be. I mean, I'm going to be excited to see who it is.
I can't wait until after this, and if we ever recap it,
there it is again. I mean, it's that same. Lord. It's the same picture. So see, that's where you throw me, because I think to myself, it kind of looks a little bit like.
Ooh, Dean Malenko, though, that's a good guess.
No, it looks
That'd
like
a good one.
It looks like Baron Von Raschke, but he got too much hair.
That's the thing. If you have the purple, that's kind of like maybe it's Rhea Ripley. They've been doing the purple, and she's kind of got hair about that length.
Yeah,
gosh, I don't know.
Is it Harvey Whippleman?
Ooh,
that'd be awesome.
I heard it's the unmasked Rey Mysterio, but wearing his same outfit from Halloween Havoc.
Well,
Filthy Animals 2.0.
Oh my God.
Well, anyways,
just to clarify, by the way.
Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Hold on real quick. I do appreciate the boys because they, again, are living that top shelf life all the time. But Chilileo is also, I've gone on record saying that I appreciate what those guys do as well. So this is not easy for me to pick and choose a side because, I mean, I really don't care who Zay brings because I'm pretty sure one of those two is walking out with the titles. But I'm going to be rooting inside heart of hearts for the boys.
Here's the
it's
thing.
gonna be.
I was going to say, here's the thing. I say, because it's a triple threat, obviously the champion's advantage goes right out the window, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And given that fact, I mean, as much as and you guys, as much as I love the Shank and detest Bryce Jordan, I mean, he's the absolute worst.
Punchable face.
I could see those guys winning, but I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to give up on figuring out who this guy is.
I don't know. Another thing, though, those titles that Chileo's holding right there, those aren't going to be the titles
No.
leaving that building on Saturday night, because the brand new tag titles, the ones that originally were supposed to be there, but now they're here, are going to make their debut Saturday night.
Yeah.
And they're
So
beautiful.
Those titles, we ordered tag titles maybe the day or day after our the first show, and we had 5 months. We're like, oh, we're good. We're totally, they'll be here. They're supposed to be here by July. Not a problem. Well, as with everything right now, it got delayed. And I think we use one of the, if not the top belt maker in the game, Hyperion Belts, who's done like the Circle 6 belt. If you've seen that thing's dope. Time Bomb, their title, GCW stuff. I mean, they've made the RSP, that custom one in GCW. And so we use them because Malice is a belt nerd. And unfortunately, it got delayed. And so we had to make do. What you're seeing there in those titles, we'll draw the curtain back a little bit. Those are the NWA television titles. There's 2 of them. And
will they be for sale after
well, you know what? We have a pretty big name on our 4th show who it seems like it'd be right up his alley to wrestle for something like that. I don't know. But we had to go full indie and just print some stickers and put it over there. But we knew it was temporary. But yeah, Ace has seen the real ones, and they are outstanding.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm very excited for that match. It's going to be a good one. All those teams, great. I'm trying to find Luke.
We don't know if that third team is great. It could be just ZK.
Well, this is true, Tommy. This is true.
He could just be by himself. He's just fooling everybody.
Well, he was supposed to have Jackson King because they've been tagging recently. Jackson had an emergency surgery either at the end of September, beginning of this month, and had to kind of take a break from wrestling for a bit. But he also helped, to my knowledge, he helped Zay find the tag team partner to replace him. So maybe if they win, they'll have the Freebird rule. I don't know.
Ooh, that could be cool. Now
I know you guys could abolish that Freebird rule. I mean,
there are really
it is your
no
promotion.
rules in Madhouse.
We're pretty loose.
I was just saying, I saw Jackson King post. He just missed this show too. He's 2 weeks out from being cleared.
Pissed.
All right, I would be too. All right, so we're gonna get to this next match. Now, this one had a change. So when I put it up on screen, don't read the title on it because that's not correct.
There is a new one that we put on Facebook.
Okay, I'm going. Sorry, man. I'm just
fine.
going through to find them. Okay, here it is. So this match is now not a tag like it says on there. The Midnight Society, and you can tell us more about this in a second, Luke, are none at this moment.
No more. Yeah.
So what this is now is a 4-way dance. We got JT Energy, Augustus Draven, Zeke Dynamics, and Cole Cannon in a 4-way.
Yeah, so there's 2 debuts here. JT and Zeke. The Midnight Society had been a stable in SCW and CEW in Iowa, and just 2 weeks ago, they imploded. And if you know anything about JT Energy, he was kind of the match that lit the fuse in that implosion. But we already had all 4 booked. And we decided, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and turn this thing into a fatal 4-way. And again, another multi-man match. Who the hell cares? And so JT's been a staple around Iowa. He's been making the rounds. He's been, I believe he's still the 3X Pure champion. He's the CEW champion. He's been in CW. He's been there, Magna. I mean, really wherever you want. So, and then Draven, he was on our first show. Big dude. He's like 6'3", 6'4", and just a mean motherfucker. And Potato Daddy, Cole Cannon. Potato
Daddy.
Potato Daddy. And so he was in that last Outlaw match and thought he had won it before, Maddie pulled some shenanigans. And then Zeke, if you guys have ever been to a Rugged show or some of the IPW shows, Zeke is someone that's quicker than a hiccup and can pretty much do anything. I mean, when he's in the air, he's dangerous, especially to try and get any offense against him. You're going to have to catch him first. So even though it's not a tag anymore because of what happened with the Miss Night Society, we decided going to keep all 4 guys and, cause some havoc.
Let me tell you, when I see all these guys are great. We know JT Energy has been on Dark and he's doing big things.
Mm-hmm.
Augustus' first show is awesome. We know how great Cole Cannon is. He's the current IPW hardcore champion, which was a hard fought battle. And then Zeke, Dynamics. I gotta say it. I think I said this Saturday night on our preview, Luke. I mean, this kid is so talented. Yeah. Unbelievably, this kid has a big future. So I'm excited to see him mix it up with these 3 other guys Saturday night because, man,
he's probably as close to a like an indie type luchador as Iowa has right now. I mean, he can. Like I said, when he's in the air, you don't really know what he's going to hit anybody with because there's so many spins and flips and just the speed and accuracy that he's able to inflict against his opponents is, especially when you consider he hasn't been doing it that long.
Right.
He's that good. I mean, you look at him and you think, oh, this guy has 7 years experience, but no, it's just a few years. But man, he is good.
Yeah, JR, we got the pleasure of seeing him and Jimmy Wild.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Banger of a match.
I just remember Zeke being super intense and focused, and I was super impressed, especially to hear how short a time he's been wrestling.
Yeah. It's pretty remarkable. He's one of those guys that you would call just a natural talent, right? I mean, he also has kind of that it factor, that star quality. That's really hard you can't teach people. He has that. I think a lot of it comes. I mean, he's a co-lead singer of a band Through the Darkness who has a good following in Iowa.
Of course he is. Of course he is. I didn't know this.
I want to make sure that everybody is aware. Bryce Jordan has joined the chat. Golden God, welcome as always. And you just missed our preview of your triple threat tag match.
Tommy had nothing but bad things to say.
And Malice is here too. Holy crap, it's the best time ever.
Hey, I guess so. He could be doing this then, I guess, right? Even though he avoids public speaking like
for 10 minutes. He only joins the chat for about 10 minutes and then he's gone. He'll throw out some zingers, call me a pussy or whatever, and then he's gone.
Oh no, I'm here. I'll be his favorite target.
Just say he's not telling anything that's not true.
Well, Bryce, welcome. We just finished talking about your match. We're on to the next one, so you don't get to hear us talk about you. To sum it up, Tommy can't wait for Du Bois. JR
top shelf, baby. See, even HCW knows, man. See, when Bryce comes around, HCW flips out, man.
You guys can kiss
not just
ass
me
for no reason all day long, and it won't bother me a bit.
Bryce, I said you had a punchable face.
I'm not kissing anybody's ass. What I'm just saying is the truth, man. It's always good to have Bryce in the chat because he gets you so riled up just by being here, JR.
You know what? I'll say this. As much as I dislike him, okay, he always adds to the chat. He is a fantastic guest on our show, but it doesn't mean I have to like him, right?
Well, fair enough, but it seems like he's living rent-free in your head right now, so you maybe just got to calm down. I'm just going to say it, right?
Bryce, I'm just warning you.
You might get kicked in the nuts by somebody and see if you forget about it.
Yeah, Bryce, you might want to watch out. One of these nights, and Air's going to get you, or he's going to do something Watch
JR's
him
son
pull-
is going to
watch-
get you is what
watch-
it is.
Watch
You're
JR
too old.
pull the foot under during one of your matches or something. Like he's got payback coming, buddy. I guess.
I could be going to get a glass of
That'll
beer and accidentally stick my arm out and trip you.
It could happen. I mean, we don't have much security. You're looking at the security right now.
I know. I Tommy, I don't know if you caught it on Saturday night, but
I did. I
Yeah.
heard.
Well, I said you're a pro security guy
Uh-huh.
and that you love Roadhouse.
For this, I hate Roadhouse. First of all, that shit is totally inaccurate. And if anybody ever fucking talks to a bouncer about Roadhouse, you might as well go ahead and just pull out your own fucking throat at that point, because they might just do that shit for you. Second of all, I'm really past the bouncing game. I'm past the security game. And also with this shenanigans that goes on at Madhouse, I don't know if anybody in their right mind even wants to try and control these guys. And half this roster, by the way, has challenged me to some sort of physical altercation already. So I don't know if I really want to be security for this stuff. You know what I mean? Unless I get one of those sweet Madhouse shirts that says security on the back, then maybe we'll talk.
I'll make you one that says just please don't hit me.
I think you should make one for him that says Target.
And we'll get sued because people will think that's our sponsor.
Yeah, right.
They
Cease and
wouldn't have
desist.
anything to do with us. Yeah.
All right, moving along to the next match on the card, another big one. Arjun Singh coming back for another show, and he's taking on the youngster Ethan Everhart.
Yeah, so both of these guys were on our second show at Last Outlaw State of Mind. Ethan was part of the last Outlaw match, and he impressed the hell out of us. I mean, he's only been doing this for a little while as well, but he is very, very athletic, and he is very smooth in the ring. Like everything he does, it almost seems it's things that usually take 10 years to accomplish, but it just comes so naturally to him. You'd think he'd been doing it longer. And then Arjun, he faced Jeremy Wyatt, losing effort, but there's no shame in losing to Jeremy Wyatt, right? Like he's one of the best around. I mean, that's just the way that it is. You don't have to like the guy, but that's just a fact. Now he lost because, Jeremy hit him with the dick. And so we just thought, both of these guys could have been winners, impressed the hell out of us. So it just made a lot of sense to put them in a match together and see who can come out on the winning side. And I mean, low key, whoever comes out the winner, we're thinking has a big opportunity for them at our fourth show. So whoever comes out the winner of this is probably going to have a marquee match.
Ooh, okay. Ethan Everhart, he was kicking all kinds of ass with them bananas at the last show.
Yeah, to one fan's dismay.
Yeah.
Fan's dismay. And I think I edited out of the video on IWTV. But yeah, he brought a banana and someone slipped on it and the banana just covered one side of the front row. And most of the front row thought it was funny, thought, kind of was into it.
So you had family front row. You should have worked it out so it just went on your family.
Oh my God, they would have killed me.
Then there would have been a riot. Camera.
It actually was towards the camera. It was towards the hard cam.
Good.
It was towards the hard cam. So you got to see it, but there was one individual who did not find it funny, and I happened to be right there, and so I had to sneak around and get a bunch of napkins to wipe off the smushed banana. That's kind of the shenanigans that we just happen to love.
I love it.
Yeah, but one person
Daddy,
does not mean
Banana
it's an
Boy.
incident.
That's true, but I anyone who wants to bring a little extra potassium to the ring, we're not going to discourage that.
And by the way, Luke mentioned it already, but guys, if you haven't already, IWTV, subscribe and check out Madhouse's show. Madhouse's little show of horrors coming up this weekend will then be on IWTV, as well as that fourth show that we'll tell you about at the end of this before Luke leaves us for the evening. But yeah, IWTV, guys, subscribe and go check out Madhouse and all the other great wrestling on there.
$10, and I mean, if you guys subscribe, you know that literally every single day they will send you a notification like, hey, we're going live with this one. So every day there's a live. I mean, they got everything from technical wrestling, lucha stuff, and then there's deathmatch stuff. They have some of the best deathmatch stuff that's out there. I know they got Circle 6, which was a big deal. So and then we're there. So check out ours, watch ours on repeat, just play it in the background so we can get paid. And every show that we got going forward. So little show of horrors will be on there, and then Whiskey Bet and Hellbound, which, like you said, well, we got an announcement about that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna announce that after we get through this card here.
Okay.
We good? I thought for some reason one of you two was gonna say something. Tommy,
I was going to say one thing.
But
yeah, you both were like, go ahead.
No, I was going to say one thing real quick. The IWTV thing is so awesome because and I do this, and I think you guys do this too. I love to go to the show live, and then I love to come back home and watch
it back. Yeah, I do the same thing. Which I have to because I edit it. But it's also because you can because you were there. Even if you were there and you go back and you watch it, you get to kind of relive that adrenaline, that feeling that you have, kind of comes back. It's like, oh yeah, I remember. And you're just like, oh fuck, that was great. And so when you hear the crowd, pop at certain spots, you're just like, oh, I know this is coming. And that was awesome. So yeah, it's pretty fun to kind of go back and watch shows that you were at and been to. And if you didn't get to go, you can still watch it and kind of see what all the fuss is about, because I really do think that there's a lot of good word of mouth about Madhouse. I'm trying not to be too overly confident, but I think that there's a lot of.
I'll do it. They're the best.
Yeah,
best in Iowa. Working on being best in the Midwest. Watch it though. You can see JR running the cam in the back. You can see Luke running all over behind the cameras. You can see me in the ring. If you watch this next show when it's on IWTV, I'm sure you'll see all of us. Well, almost all of us, maybe.
I think you probably will.
Maybe someone might not make it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
We'll have spoiler alerts at the end, everybody. Just stick around to the end. We'll have spoiler alerts on who will or will not be there.
Yeah.
So Luke, I got to start a new day job on Monday.
So he needs a whole extra day of just hanging by himself on Sunday.
Because I don't know what in the hell I'm supposed to be doing yet, to be honest.
Well, I think that's fair. I'm a high anxiety person, and when I started my job, when I moved up here, like I actually started on like a Wednesday, and on Monday, even though I wasn't scheduled to start, I drove my normal, just because I wanted to see what the traffic was like. I want to know where I was going to be parking and stuff. So I'm one of those people who will just overthink, and especially if there's a lot of unknowns, I just have to kind of clear shit out.
Dude, it's always best to be just late on your first day, and then it's where you set the expectation level, dude.
Yeah.
That's why you are where you are in life, Tom.
Owning my own place, running my life like I'm supposed to, living that top shelf life. JR, is that what you're saying?
I think Tommy's completely okay with being the guy when he walks in a room, especially if it's at a job. He walks in, they're like, "Oh, this fucker."
Hey man, listen, somebody's gonna be that guy, and
someone's gotta be that guy.
A lot of that is always based in jealousy, so I don't worry about what people want to say about me, man.
Love it. All right, let's get to the next match here. We got another big match, a grudge match right here. There's a lot of bad blood with these two guys. Brought to you by our good dear friend Clint Dye. I don't know if he's still in the chat room, but if he is, shout out to him. A Tag Team Photography. This one's sponsored by them. We've got Ricky Bronson taking on Saint the Nihilus.
Yep, Saint the Nihilus. It's Damian Saint, as people know, but he's had quite a bit of an attitude change. Things have gotten even darker with him, and these two have been feuding for years now. In fact, their first match together, Saint busted up Ricky's shoulder and put him on the shelf, not the top shelf, but lower shelf, a medical shelf. And so when they were able to meet in the ring again at our first show during that scramble match, they went at it pretty hard, and then they were both in the last Outlaw match. And there was a segment where Ricky was speaking to the crowd, and he got kendo sticked from behind while Ace is still in there, and because we're all about safety at Madhouse, and beat the holy shit out of them. They ended up meeting in the last Outlaw match, and kind of got distracted, and Mott, the man named Mott, eliminated them both.
I
The
mean,
Madman Mott.
man. These
For a lot of
two-
people in Iowa, that was the highlight of the night, is what I
I
heard.
mean,
was
let's-
Mott
let's-
getting
It
eliminated.
was.
the big
And-
PM there throwing those two out was huge, but these two, even after elimination, kept going at it.
Kept
even
going, yeah.
outside the venue.
Yeah, so they kept going, and so it's one of those things where if they're going to fight, we might as well make money off of it. And if we're gonna try and make some money off it, let's throw a bunch of shit in the ring, some Halloween themed shit. That Malice and I are pretty big horror movie fans, and so we're just gonna throw a bunch of stuff in the ring and let them beat the shit out of each other until someone wins.
There it
That's
is.
about as detailed as we get.
The Nightmare on First Street match. Anything goes with Ricky Bronson and Saint Denialus. It's going to be a good time. By the way, if you are watching this and you're going to be with us Saturday night, costumes encourage. It is the Halloween time. So it's
Absolutely.
intense.
So
There's
answer
gonna
me
be-
this. I was just saying, Luke, answer me this about this match, though. I'm sorry I interrupted about the costumes.
Go ahead.
I'm curious because both of these guys have what I would call short fuses.
Yes.
Ricky is one of those guys that are like, he's in your face short fuse, and Saint is like sneaky short
Yeah.
fuse,
You
right?
ever lit a fuse underwater? Like it goes under the water and it keeps going?
Yes.
That's Saint, yeah.
And
And so-
I'm just, I mean, my gosh, I just do. I mean, I've seen these guys. We've seen these guys go at it and at it and at it. I mean, do you see an end to this?
I don't know. I kind of see it as Batman and Joker, but
Mhm.
both of them are Joker.
Mm.
You know, it's interesting because both of these guys have very distinct attitudes, completely separate from one another. You know, Saint is very methodical, and you know, I would say that he tries to have every scenario planned, whereas Ricky wants to come and punch you in the fucking mouth.
Mhm.
Right. And so when something like that, you know, when those two things kind of meet, it is very intriguing. A lot of fun things can happen. So I don't know if it'll end. I honestly don't know. We'll have to see what ends up happening this Saturday at the Thunderdome.
It's going to be a big one. These guys don't like each other. So I'm very excited to see how this plays out. We're going to get to the next match.
I think
and
HCW is wagering on that one too, because he is all about Saint winning it. So
I
Oh,
see
for
that.
real? Okay.
Yeah, he big into Saint right there. We're going to get
Can I
to the
take
next
that? Can I take that bet?
well, I mean, let's be real honest here and stuff like that. Until you guys get DraftKings as part of your sponsorship program and stuff like that, I don't know if you
Are
can
you
have
even
any
a
wagers.
real wrestling company?
Yeah, we just have a bookie named Mel out back. Like that's what we have.
There you go.
So,
Yeah, we do it. The
Meet Mel in
real
the
way.
back. Yeah.
And now,
Is that what I was
welcome to this-
fucking founding Mel for? Jesus Christ! I didn't know that.
welcome to this portion of our show. It's called Bet the Booker.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
Lock
going
of the
on
week.
right. The next match, another grudge match, and this one has a long history behind it. We have Ugly taking on AVB, Aaron Von Baron in an I Quit match. Now, if I'm right, AVB originally put Ugly in retirement.
Yes.
And that's kind of what started this. We were at show number 2. I remember going to the ring and seeing AVB there and kind of being like,
Bought a
"What?"
ticket.
Yeah, like, okay,
Bought a ticket,
cool.
was in the crowd.
But I also remember bringing Ugly to the ring for that next match, and the little showdown they had for a quick second when they went by each other, and then it just
Yeah.
continued on.
It just kind of kept festering. So yeah, AVB retired Ugly a few years ago. I believe it was in 2019, and he'd been and you know around 2021 or earlier this year, you started to see Ugly around a little bit. And originally he was supposed to be the special guest referee for a tag team championship match. Malice couldn't do it, so but the fact that he was involved at all, I think, was the reason that AVB bought that ticket and came to the show. He doesn't even like Ugly attending wrestling shows. And then when he found out that Ugly was going to be Justin Decent's tag team partner, I think that must have kind of just sent him over the edge. And so the whole match, he was just chirping a Bill at Ugly, flipping him off, you know, doing all that shit. And finally, Ugly kind of started giving it to him back. And when it looked like Ugly was gonna have the pin and gonna beat Chillaleo and gonna be a tag team champion, that's when AVB stormed in and started, beating the shit out of Ugly. And that's when our referee Chris, he had to try and grab him. I ran in there and tried to tackle AVB, and I just bounced off him like a Super Ball on a wall. But we had to escort him out. But before he was gone, Ugly challenged him to this I Quit match. So this one's going to be violent. This one's going to need some viewer discretion.
And I don't mean to sidetrack here, but could you pick the better picture of Ugly? Because the way that Ugly stick is kind of, it looks like his dick is what I'm saying.
That on purpose.
He's got big wood, man.
You're the first one to say that. I'm happy that someone's finally said it.
Well, I wasn't. I was just distracted by it because I'm staring at it right now. And
why are you staring at his wood, bro?
It's right there. I don't know what the hell you want from me. This stick right there, like I clearly know it's his Ugly stick.
You're the only one that was attracted to that.
I wasn't attracted to it, JR. And even if I was, big deal. This is 2022, you sick fuck.
It was a Rorschach test, basically. But what I was actually wanting to do is I wanted to crop it to where all you would see is ICK on the Ugly stick. And then I wanted everyone's mind, but it didn't look good cropped that way. So I left it as it is. But yes, there are better pictures, and yes, I chose that one on purpose.
I like it. It's going to be a really good match. These two, again, just a long history there. So this is going to be a fight. And then we have the last and final match, the main event match. And this is going to be another really great match. We have, I got to find the good picture because you guys put a couple out on this one, but there's one I really liked that was for the...
With the faces?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. This is the picture. This match is going to be great. I mean, we saw Clay Cooper almost die to win the Madhouse Wrestling Championship. So, I mean, now he's going to have his very first title defense. But not just one guy, and not just the guy he beat to win it, AJ Smooth, who again almost took the life of Clay. We're going to throw the role model, the legend killer himself, asshole himself, Matty Star into the mix. This guy's a jerk.
He's a dickhead.
Why are you talking about people like that, Ace? I mean, that's just so rude. He's not here to defend himself.
Oh, Matty would love it if you called him that. He would relish in calling him an asshole.
This is for making up for the bullying he does to me when I'm at the show. So.
But isn't not deserved.
Oh, see, and the HCW is a Matty fan.
Yeah,
my lord,
I do.
Matty
is a talent, that is for sure, and that's what makes this match so dangerous for Clay. Because JR, you already said it too, and then triple threat four-way champion doesn't have the advantage. You got the former champion and just a legend in the game in the Midwest, AJ Smooth. And then again, Matty Star. We saw him at the last show win the last Outlaw match by hiding under the ring till the last guy was left. I mean, you may not like it, but holy smart, right?
That's some clever shit right there.
It worked. And, AJ won the title in our first show, and he had to go through hell to do it. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. He was able to beat James Jeffries in the one called Manders. That main event against one called Manners with barbed wire boards and staples and all that shit. I mean, it was crazy. And he came out victorious. I mean, that's what it is. But it's one thing to win a title. It's another thing to be able to defend that title. And that's what Clay has in front of him now. This is his first singles title, and being able to defend it, and not only defend it against the guy he just beat in AJ Smooth, but beat it against someone like Matty Star, who's won championships everywhere he's gone. And yeah, Ace, like you said, I mean, he looked dead in the ring that night, man. Like he went flying off that balcony through the door, and his head like clipped that door, and like a shard flies up. If you guys go back on IWTV and watch it, and like Chris, our referee, he like calls me in, and I go and I getting Clay's face. He just looked unconscious. Like,
Mhm.
and after that, my wife kind of serves as the de facto medic for Madhouse, and she's a medical provider, medical professional.
How much she charge
And-
you for that?
What's that?
Said how much she charge you for that? Hey Tina.
A week of laundry.
Oh, I was gonna say it must have been all sexual, but
But and so honest to God, if AJ would have came into the ring and maybe just gone ahead and tried to pin
Venom?
Clay right then and there, he might have won. Clay might have woke Clay up. He might have also been playing possum, but he might have woke Clay up. I mean, Midnight Guthrie made a comment about that on the show, and Clay was able to roll him up and get the win. But this one's going to be intense. You have 3 guys who really want that title, and Clay's going to be defending it in the town in which he resides.
Yeah.
So once again, he's going to have a big crowd there for him, but they're not the ones that can pin or tap Matty Starr or AJ Smooth. So it's going to be an intense battle.
now who's the sponsor for this main event?
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. Common Knowledge. So hey boys, if you guys are watching Common Knowledge, what's up, guys? A couple of guys from Iowa. They're a hip hop group that if you guys take part in certain activities that are legal in Illinois and Michigan and California, then these are the dudes for you. And so even when they reached out about sponsoring, they're like, hey, so like this is the music that we put out, maybe check it out. It's like, yeah, we're cool. It's
Now are they going to be at the show? Are they going to be performing at all?
They're not going to be performing this time because we actually didn't space out our show for that. That's something that we're looking to do in 2023 is bring in musical acts.
Okay.
And so there's someone that we'd like to bring in. There's a couple bands that I've seen up here that I'd like to bring in at local shows. So
We know
hopefully-
another great rapper.
Yep, that's one that we've talked offline.
He's
about.
glorious.
Yeah. So
JR, make sure you do it correctly. He's glorious.
So that's one that's been talked about, and so hopefully sometime in 2023 we can get a venue that has like a legit stage or something, and that we can really get the shows, because that's something that we'd really like to have. Malice and I have talked extensively about having musical acts and comedy acts.
Oh, sure. Yeah. If people really want comedy with their wrestling, get the fuck out of here.
Absolutely.
There is
Have you've been to our show? Half of it is comedy. Like half of it is just fucking nonsense.
In the
Well,
matches, it's one thing, or if it's like a comedic wrestler and so that
No,
New
no,
Japan's
Tommy,
been very
Tom,
successful.
there's
with
a- there's a-
Tommy, there's a promotion in Colorado that runs very successful comedy/wrestling shows. They do
well, then
stand-up.
they haven't reached out to Top Shelf, so they ain't doing it right. I gotta
Where's
address Goro
wrestling
here
style?
real quick. First of all, motherfucker, no one has worse mic skills than Dominic Mysterio. Okay, I was gonna call him Guerrero for a second there. That's
Dominic
old school
Guerrero.
Yeah, why not? And second of all, welcome back to the chat. I fucking hate you. Go ahead, everybody.
Is that a way to keep viewers?
Oh, I don't care about Goro. He literally comes in, just pokes fun at me, or mostly JR and Ace, because he knows better than to come after the top
No,
shelf.
he
But,
mostly pokes fun at you because you're the biggest baby on the show.
how dare you? I'm not the biggest baby. I'm just the youngest one here. That does not make me the biggest baby. That just makes me the best of all of us. Okay,
Clint, we'll see you
I
Saturday,
get common
buddy.
things.
Hey, say goodbye to Clint, guys.
Clint, can't wait to see you on Saturday.
Buddy.
Always a pleasure, Clint.
Nice work, Clint, and we'll see you Saturday.
Ooh, JR said he'll see him Saturday.
Uh-oh.
We're flipping
Spoiler
him.
alert.
We're
Hold
flipping
to it.
him.
Hold on. HCW, you turn on me now too? Top shelf, baby. This is ridiculous, everybody. Okay, let's be
Top
real
shelf, baby.
honest here.
No,
Okay?
I think he said. I
No,
think
it's
he's
top
saying
shelf,
like
baby.
top shelf, baby.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
he's saying it
Well, no,
like that.
No,
then you gotta
there's no
draw it out.
comma.
You
He
go,
didn't put a
hey.
comma in there. There's
Comma.
no comma. Where's the comma? Look,
I'm-
top
you
shelf
know-
baby.
you know.
That's how it reads. There's no comma.
Okay, I'm gonna take this down though because I feel like Clay Cooper's staring into my soul.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
another guy
really
who
nice.
apparently doesn't like me, by the way. So, again, half this roster has challenged me in some way or another to physical
Yeah, but
altercations.
didn't you and Maddie Starr worked your shit out though? And
Oh, we have, but he hasn't been back on the show since.
And I don't think you've had problems with AJ Smooth, so you'll be fine.
Actually, I can pull it up right now as far as the Tom game goes. I'm pretty sure. Oh no! Actually, I would be his tag partner, AJ Smooth. He said you would be his opponent, Ace, which is
Of course.
definitely a squash match if I've ever fucking heard of one.
So Tommy, I'll tell you this: if you're in the group of people that Maddie Starr doesn't like, that's a very large group.
I'm fully aware of that.
Yeah, so it's not you don't need to take offense to it. You're just like, oh yeah, I'm 99.9% of the population.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Well, he won't let it die from that first Absolute Pro Wrestling preview that we did. So, and now again, Maddie, it was my fault. I apologize. But Ace just threw me fucking 0 bones. So
if he's still acting pissed about that,
it's literally just a reminder of how much better than he is. So
okay, that sounds about right.
He's better than all of us. Show number 3, Malice's Little Show of Horrors, is going to be one hell of a show, guys.
This Saturday, Thunderdome, Newton, Iowa.
Front row sold out
$10
before anything was announced, before the poster came out.
It was pretty quick. In fact, we had people buying tickets before they went on sale.
Yeah.
Like at the second show, they were trying to buy tickets, and then the next day I woke up and we had money sent to our Venmo. I was like, oh shit, I don't know what the cost of anything is. So, yeah.
I will say this: the show that I was at down in Knoxville, my God, what a rabid group of fans that you guys have developed.
Yeah, we have a rowdy
you've
crew.
got other fans and other promotions with HCW saying that he loves you guys.
Thanks. That's absolutely tremendous. I think that one of the things that we have been intent on doing is creating that atmosphere for our fans and for the talent that anyone can show up from any promotion. That's kind of one of the fun things, because some promotions like to keep themselves. Like, hey, we train these guys, we're going to keep them. We don't train a goddamn person. And we're here to put on the best shows that we can so that our fans can get rowdy. We encourage that kind of bar atmosphere. We keep things to a certain, I know not of you.
I was going to say that you're actually the love child of Goro's mom and probably his uncle. You're a child of incest is what I'm saying.
That's an insult.
So both of them. To Goro and to Luke. I appreciate Luke being here, though.
Goro, it is my legit name. That's not a gimmick name.
I remember when I realized that, I was like, oh, no shit.
Yeah, that's my real name. Everyone will see it. And my wife, her last name used to be Brady. So now that she has Raven, and she's like, it's just so much cooler. I was like,
it's
thank you.
Way cooler. Brady.
Yeah. But so what we try and
pretty
do
sure that's
is,
the only reason your wife married you, by the way, is for the last name.
Well, I can't show you the second reason, but
so
good retort, man. I appreciate that right there. Hell yeah.
So
fuck yeah, dude. Holding your own. All right. Luke might just join that top shelf life, baby. I know he drinks that top shelf whiskey and stuff, and I'm slumming it over here because I'm gonna get ready for Iowa by drinking some Mick Golden Light.
Everyone needs to hydrate.
I got degrade to that Busch Light when I'm there on Saturday.
The smoking Busch Latte.
Have you guys ever had one of those? People are gonna shit on them, but have you ever had like a smoked beer?
I'm gonna try it that night just to try it.
Dude, it's a shit.
I've had beers around a bonfire when I was a kid. Does that count?
It's kind of like that if you're just like scooping it in.
Only if you fell in.
But that's why we
like
the venues that we are able to get, like they kind of like they understand wrestling. They get it, right? That's kind of the cool thing, is we're not just going to go to any place where, as much as we'd like to be in Des Moines, we're not just going to go to the first place that accepts us if they don't have the atmosphere, the type of venue that we'd like to have, because we don't want to put on a half-ass show. And we know that our crowd loves to get rowdy as shit. I mean, you guys have been there. A lot of the chants are not safe for work. There was a good, I swear to God, 10 minutes at the last show where they were just chanting like "fuck you" at Midnight Guthrie. Like, he's just on commentary. They're just chanting at him. And so it's a unique atmosphere when it comes to independent wrestling in Iowa that I don't think anybody else has right now. I've been to shows at almost every other promotion, and I don't think our atmosphere has been duplicated yet. And at the same time, like, I'm bringing my kids to this next show. You know, it's nothing. They're not going to hear anything that they wouldn't hear from me if I was changing a tire or something like that. So it's you want to know something, HCW? That's something that we're working on. That's something that we've been working on. I don't know how to build that.
Good job, E-Prison.
I would love.
I was going to say, your venues also have the appropriate accoutrement, if you will, right?
Yeah.
And by that I mean the correct amount of booze on site.
Oh,
yeah,
and
which is
these
all the
next
booze.
two, and these next two.
Oh my God! So this one.
So
Now, let me ask you one thing quick before you go to the next. Okay, I'm curious with the chanting and everything that the crowd does. Are you limited at all on IWTV? Do you have to edit any of that out, or you can let it all fly?
No, the only editing that we really kind of try and take heed of is the entrance music.
Yeah.
Anything that's copyrighted, I kind of up the commentary volume a little bit and take down that secondary volume just a tad. It's kind of difficult because once you do that, you have to, not to get too crazy, but you have to equalize it so that it matches, so that the crowd noise. I mean, you guys have probably all edited audio, and so it can kind of get a little bit tricky. But Tommy hasn't. Okay, fuck you.
No, the last time I edited audio was literally just taking out words from songs, so then they could be played over a Christian college's PA system. So basically, people wanted like I don't know, anything by Tupac or Biggie. I'm like, that can be like baseball walk-up music, and they're like, oh, sure, Ken. I'm like, all right, well, I'll work on it, and then literally just removing all of the verbal.
Yeah, it's not exactly something that is easy to do, but I've done it. But these next two venues, this next one, it's a full bar. Malice has a hotel, so he's going to be partaking in the post show events, and as you guys know, he can throw them back. So I really hope they have enough bourbon in the entire town of Newton. And then the fourth show in Walford, which is just right next to Cedar Rapids, that bar is nuts.
that whole venue looks just insane.
Their bar like changes colors, and I mean it is crazy. And that
We're gonna have a good time.
Oh, there's
I gotta say one thing to Goro real quick. Hold on, real quick. Goro, if I wanted to get rid of critiques of myself, I would have deleted most of your comments by now. So there you go. You're already proven wrong. Go fuck yourself. Anyhow, I didn't mean to derail anything there. Sorry about that, guys.
No, what I was saying was this venue in Walford, which tickets are on sale for that one as well. And that one has a lot of cool different ticket options. So if anyone ever wants to have like a wrestlers type entrance, that's part of the top. For this show, we'll call it the top shelf tickets. How about that? Oh, he liked that.
Oh man,
that is copyrighted.
Why would you do that to us?
No, hang on. No, the posters are it doesn't say top shelf on the poster.
And I know it's like VIP Premium Plus or some bullshit. It's like, how the fuck do you get VIP Premium Plus? That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
So there's like 4 levels. There's the general admission, which is going to be basically standing room only, but that's still $10. And then there's VIP, which is going to kind of be, it's not those ringside seats, it's the ones directly behind it, but you get your own seat. So that's VIP. And then VIP Platinum is you get those ringside type seats, and then there's tables and stuff. And then the VIP Platinum Plus it has so much extra shit. It's a front row tickets. You get the table. You get your own section to the bar, which is pretty sweet. If anyone, I mean, a lot of our fans like to drink, and so you're going to get your own section to the bar. So there's going to be a much shorter line. And before the show, you get to come to a pre-show party. That's going to be at 5:30 with the other Platinum Plus fans, and then there's going to be some of the talent coming in and out, which we have some bigger name talent that's coming to this show. Malice and I'm going to drag his ass to do a Q&A, because a lot of fans want to know what it takes to own a promotion or run a show. And so this will be their chance to freely ask questions. We'll be able to answer them as long as no one's recording us. and it's going to come with a commemorative ticket and a limited edition poster that's going to be signed by the talent. And so there's a lot of stuff that comes with that. That one's $40, but man, that one's going to be worth every goddamn penny because that entrance is going to be dope. I mean, they've kind of shown me what they have in store for that. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait till there's like a 5-syllable last name that Ace can't pronounce.
Oh no,
He's going to be Chief,
Tom,
just like
Tom, I'm in radio. When it comes to me actually announcing shit, it's write it how it sounds. Don't write the correct spelling.
Phonetically.
Write it how it sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I did PA work for, again, plenty of sports events, and
Oh yeah, dude. That's
when you get a guy who is from West Africa and you're just like,
just start
I need a
making noises.
phonetic on this one, man, because there's
Yeah.
too many G's and S's in there that I can't fucking get the right
Mhm.
pronunciation for.
Well, and what I've encouraged, for the people that have already bought it is like, if you have something, because I mean, we all envision, if we ever envisioned ourselves as a professional wrestler, it'd be like, what would my name be, right? Like, what would my character be? And you'll be able to come back in. Fuck you, Mike Morgan.
Oh, Malice. No, we're now talking, Malice, about the big fourth show.
Whiskey
With
Bent and
Whiskey
Hellbound.
Bent and Hellbound. Should we make the announcement? Because I know, Luke, you got to get out of here in a minute. So, should we make this announcement? We're gonna breaking news.
First match.
First match announcement for show number 4. Whiskey
This is a
Bent
big
and
one.
Hellbound. JR,
This
you
is a
want to
big
throw
one.
that up there?
Oh, absolutely. Hold on.
This is a pretty good
I
one.
will
We're
do
bringing
it.
back one talent and another debut. There it is. Solomon Tupu versus Cody Lane, the Southern Flamingo. So the Dragon of the Pacific versus the Southern Flamingo. A dragon versus a flamingo. That's
gonna be a
perfect for us,
great
right?
match. That's gonna
That's
be a
Southern-
great match.
That Southern Flamingo was fantastic at
Wasn't he great?
the third show.
He is,
Wasn't
and I've
he
seen
just
him do
tremendous?
a lot of other stuff in Chicago. Now that I've been getting way more into my IWTV, thanks to Madhouse being on there, made me just watch so much more now. So
Dude,
they should,
Cody's gonna go places. I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
If you only saw him in the ring, you can see that he has that fact. Anyone that comes to the ring with Dolly Parton as their walk up music, I mean, you can't hate on that. And then
Is it 9 to 5? Is that
no,
the song?
it's Jolene. It's Jolene.
No.
Oh.
It's House of the Rising Sun.
Ooh,
It's her version
nice.
of House of the Rising Sun.
Oh, okay.
So he comes to the ring in that. But and then if you've seen any of his, no, don't apologize. Fuck you.
Oh wow, man! Tension between the promoters. Oh, I love it. Let's get these two in a match together, huh? Luke is the only one that can use weapons, and then Mouse will just beat the shit out of him anyways with his fist. Yay!
Me saying
Selling
fuck you to Mouse
tickets.
is probably the nicest thing that we've said to each other in years. But Cody also has his I know you didn't. You never would. But his promos, like his videos that he throws up on Twitter and Instagram and everything, if you guys have gone back and watched those, are entertaining as shit. And then you throw in Solomon Tupu, who is a Black and Brave graduate who's really been making the rounds in the Midwest. I mean, he was just at AAW going for the tag titles with Conan Lycan. I mean, though he is just a big fucking badass. I mean, I don't know a better way to put it, but he's a big badass. And having these two, again, it's kind of like that powerhouse versus the guy that can do pretty much anything. Cody Lane is like Gumby when it comes to independent wrestling. He can kind of just do whatever he wants. And so that's our first match. If that's our first match that we're announcing, it's gonna get crazier. I mean, you guys already know that we have Mance.
Yeah, that was the first announcement for that big show number 4 is that Mance Warner is coming to Madhouse, which is just awesome. I was telling these guys, JR, I was like, we got to see Mance Warner live because we saw him. I don't know whose phone that is. It's JR's.
Not me.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
No, the only reason I knew is because Tommy was like, "That ain't me," and I could
No,
see
hold on,
him
it's
be
me.
Like,
In your
Me and
ass?
JR got
Where are you hiding your fucking
Yeah,
phone,
that was a
Luke?
vibrator. No, that was a vibrator in my ass. That's what that was supposed to be.
Ah,
I wanted to
your
make that
time's
joke
right
before
on.
you did. Yeah.
what didn't you wife? What do you and your wife got going on over there?
Now hold
fast.
on. Now did
Now I know why you
did,
need to duck out early.
It was right at 8.
they said that Topu Solomon went for the AAW Tag Championships. Did he win? Did him and his
No,
partner win?
they
They
didn't
lost to
win, but
Josh C and ACH. I believe that's still the champions over there.
was that the last? Was that the last?
I'm only bringing up
Josh
Josh C because I think you guys really need to find a way of getting him to Madhouse too.
Josh
Because
C.
also
the
one that we've
front
been
man.
working on. Also one
Good
that we've
man.
worked on.
Good dude, friend of the show. We love our Jesse.
friend of the show. Also, like honestly, anywhere in the Midwest, that guy will go. No joke.
The Midwest
Yeah, I know.
is
He'll
just
go to
a
Marshalltown.
hotbed.
It's true. Honestly, it's probably with the best time outside of AWA and Central States running the territories and stuff like that. To be a Midwest wrestling fan right now.
Yeah, it's a hotbed right now. Where's those St. Louis shows? St. Louis. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, JJ. So yeah, that show's going down November 11th, Friday night, Veterans Day.
Yep.
I'm
11/11.
'cause I'm off work because of the holidays, so I don't have to take any PTO to come down for the show. So that's awesome. But yeah, I'm excited. Friday night, a little different. We haven't done a Friday night show yet, so that'll be a little different. But man, I'm excited. These next two shows are going to be pretty special. And then, is it official? Like break time?
I hope so. Malice and I, we thought it was going to be a break after this show on, but we were given an opportunity that we couldn't pass up, and we're very excited now to be running on November 11th. But after that, yeah, it's going to be probably a break until the spring of 2023. So when we come back, we're hoping to come back, refreshed, but we're also hoping to come back to be able to put a boot in everybody's ass and throw a pretty special show. Because again, if we're only going to run 9 months out of the year and we're not running every month, the shows that we do have are going to kick your ass.
Love it.
Well, I can't wait to not have you on the show, to be real honest with you, for 3 months. So that's going to be great.
I love you. You know that.
I know, but shut up, man.
Shut up. You're ruining the stuff on the show.
Don't compliment Tommy.
Don't do that when
Yeah,
we're
never
live.
compliment me.
Only behind
when it's
closed
recorded.
doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped, and it's been cool. The three of us have seen what you and Malice have been doing, and how it's just growing and thriving down there, and how people have eaten up these first two shows. Man, is he stuck? I wonder, can he hear us still? You think?
Probably not.
Luke Raven, buy tickets, guys, because apparently Luke Raven needs better internet. So
He does live in Wisconsin, so
that's true. Yeah, guys, I can't wait though. It's going to be a good time. Madhouse Wrestling. Follow them on social medias. You can find them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Again, just a really, really great promotion, and it's going to be a lot of fun this show. So join us if you can. Tina, we'll see you
welcome
there.
to the Thunderdome, motherfuckers. That's what we're going to be saying on Saturday.
He just sent me a message saying he lost internet.
Of course.
Perfect outro. His modem ran out of gas. What the hell, Malice? Does he?
Well, when it's this expensive, you got to try and budget. Hey, look, Tovar's here.
What's up, Tovar? All right, guys. Well, again, Madhouse. It's gonna be great, but let's get into some other stuff. Bray Wyatt, guys. I want to talk about it. What do you guys think? We see him come back. We see him be basically Wyndham, right? Like that was supposedly him in ring doing his little speech there, and then just gets cut off and it goes to the screen and we're done. So what do you? I know Tommy. We kind of talked about this before we went on, but like, I'm excited. I want to see where this leads. What were your guys' opinion though of how we finally got to see Bray Wyatt Friday night at SmackDown?
Oh, I'll kick it off here. I wasn't a fan of the promo. I think it's fine to thank the fans in certain aspects, but the way his character has developed over the last few years, and even if he's coming back and saying whatever about the fans and stuff like that, I get it. But the way he is worked out, it's almost like he's void of an audience anyways when it comes to what his character has done. So I don't think it was the right move to acknowledge the fans and thank them as much. But I do and Ace, you mentioned it as when we were off air, as far as the fact of like, maybe waiting for it to play out. But I just think it's a bad start on this trip. Especially considering of how spooky of character it was with the mask, and White Rabbit is not a small song to be winding up the audience with leading up to your return and stuff. So I think it was a bit odd, but it also seemed like he was maybe kind of doing like a weird broken sort of character in a lot of aspects with it. But
Well,
I didn't like the first, but I like maybe where it's going.
Well, my thing is, like, I don't know if any of that was character, that first part. Like, I wonder if they really did just let him be like, hey, man, no one's seen you for a while. Obviously, he's been one of the biggest names talked about as far as is he coming back, or when it was official that he was gone. Is he going to sign with AEW? Is he going to do the Freddie Prince thing they've talked? Is he going to go to Impact or something? Like, what's he going to do? Then he finally comes back. Interesting to note, though, it's not, they said that the comeback was already happening before Vince was gone, which I find interesting. But yeah, so maybe it was him coming back. Maybe it was him. I don't know, but like, yeah, so I did hear that Bully Ray on Busted Open did say that he can never be the Fiend again because of what he did on SmackDown. Do you guys think that's true, or do you think he can dip back into that? JR, you're muted. JR, you're muted. JR, we can't hear you.
Who did that? Okay. With the way that, yeah, but my hands were telling it all. Fuck. Here's the thing. With the way that he did that on Friday, and the fact that he was interrupted by his own promo, really, and there's talk that his brother's going to come back as well and be in his faction, his Wyatt Six, and there's all this talk about this. I could see him playing two parts. I could see him being this thankful guy, and then I could also see him playing the part of this Uncle Howdy, as they're calling it, and I could see that working. I think here's the thing. I believe that he's pretty much got free reign to do what he wants, and so I think that regardless of whether we like it or think it's good or smart, it doesn't make any difference because he's going to make it work. Now, I've mentioned this when we were talking before, because he has had certain things that were super winners and certain things that just sort of missed the mark, like the swamp match with Strowman. Not the best, but having said that, here's a guy that's super creative, and they're going to let him do what he's going to do. And the reality of it is this: because Vince isn't in charge anymore, you've got two super things going: Sammy and the Bloodline, and the Judgment Day, and AJ and the Good Brothers. Those things, and everything is making more sense than it did 6 months ago. And so to add Wyatt in there and let him do whatever he wants to, that's going to be the thing that, in my mind, people are like, I got to see what this guy's going to do. Aside from the fact that all the storylines they got going on now are really pretty good.
I definitely agree with the sentiment, whatever, about it being better, because I think the trajectory is proving to be correct. I still want to kind of know where they're going to end the title reign, because it can't be with Logan Paul, right? Like, he's not working out of Saudi Arabia with the title or a title or whatever. But also, somebody was pointing out too, and I think they're correct. When are we going to get this belt just unified? Because both these fucking titles mean shit, because no one's going to lose only one.
But are we, though? The reason I say that is because there's still talk of a draft eventually.
I don't
which
know.
means
I
they
think.
have to go back to brand versus brand then.
I mean, maybe. I guess as far as like how they always line up Survivor Series
And that,
now,
and that
but
well, and that's the other thing. Survivor Series is our next pay-per-view, guys, and there is really no SmackDown roster, Raw roster.
well, and again,
Well,
I would prefer a traditional, but that's just me.
the only thing that I would say that sort of backs that up is obviously they had the big deal with JBL last night, and the idea that Rey Mysterio went to SmackDown and was traded for Baron Corbin, and I will say this, my God, I'm so happy for Baron Corbin. He doesn't have to be fucking happy anymore. You know, the guy has talent.
kinda
The guy
like
was a
Happy
great
Corbin,
heel. Yeah, happy.
I
Corbin.
liked Sad Corbin. That was the best.
Sad Corbin was the
He
best.
was so good doing Sad Corbin.
I mean, I like the Lone Wolf or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
that was part of
great,
Baron
too.
Corbin and NXT and stuff, but like, and
Oh,
when he
that's how
first came up,
debuted, yeah. Dude, he's just good. Like I remember people being like, "Oh, I hate him. He's never gonna." And it's like, dude, you just knew he was gonna be a money heel for WWE. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, I mean, he has the intangibles. You know, he's unlikable just at face value. You know, like that's the whole thing. When he even had that stringy fucking long hair, you're just like, yo, you gotta shave it off, man. Like you're going bald. You can't fucking do this shit, man. Like people just hated him because of how he looked. They still hate him because of how he looks. You can't get over heat like that, man. Like when people just can't stand how you look, fucking run it to the ground, man. I don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm with you, HCW. I'm not a big Corey Graves guy. I don't mind the shakeup in commentary teams that they just recently did, though.
Yeah,
I do enjoy it.
I do miss Pat McAfee, but it makes
But
sense.
the rumor
as far as,
is
like, his
he's
game
coming
day.
back. Yeah, and the rumor is he'll come back after game day, which then is it Booker T? No, Booker T. What's Booker T doing? He's
Booker
doing
T's on
NXT.
Booker T's
So-
on NXT, and
who's with Cole on SmackDown.
Wade Barrett.
Barrett. Wade Barrett.
So does that mean Wade Barrett gets moved then, or will they just turn that to a three-headed desk with Pat McAfee comes back?
Probably three-headed because McAfee was not necessarily a heel commentator. Wade Barrett would play that much closer. Play-by-play as far as, or I'm sorry, color commentary being Pat McAfee is the middle is much better than just a straight, face play-by-play with Michael and heel color. So I think that's much better in the long run, anyways.
Oh, and I think
Since-
they threw in mesh well.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
since
for
we're
sure.
talking about announcers. Renee makes her debut last week on AEW.
That's right, and I mean, huge pop.
Yes. So I think I was wrong when I said that she was eventually going to take JR's job. Clearly, that will be Taz that will take his job. But it seems like this is also to take some of that pressure off of Tony Schiavone from going from the commentary desk to backstage,
Yeah,
which is much, much better. And I think this also allows Renee enough time because I don't think she's going to be doing a lot with Rampage. I think it's just mostly a Dynamite thing. And I think this will allow her to do her stuff with Cincinnati Bengals and also her podcast, which is
I don't know, man.
Key.
I'm going to miss that Alex Marvez.
did they not re-sign him? Because I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
God love.
because they were
God
going a
love
lot with like that
anybody-
Lexi Nair gal too. So
Anybody that gets a chance, but God, Alex Marvez was frickin' horrible.
yeah, I mean,
And I wonder if that was.
but what was his
nerves,
thing?
you know?
He was like a newspaper.
Well, they
guy,
started
right?
him. They started him on the announce table,
Yeah.
and he was terrible.
well, and see, that's the whole thing. I mean, if you really think about it, they started off AEW did
Oh,
with,
nice HCW.
with 3 Hispanic backstage interviews with Marvez, Alex Abrahantes, and
Yep.
Dasha Gonzalez. And now Dasha's more backup ring announcer, or she's mostly doing dark and dark elevation as far as ring announcing. And then Abrahantes is just basically the manager for Death Triangle, or for sure the Lucha Brothers. So
Which good for him to end up in that spot. I like it.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a better role for him as far as, I mean, when they were doing the being elite when he was possibly going to go to the Dark Order. And I was going to say that, and it's not Uncle Howdy. Apparently, it's going to be Uncle Harper. Is WWE just trademarked Uncle Harper for Bray? So as like a little tribute.
Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper have both been mentioned.
Yeah, so that's another thing. But so yeah, I mean, it's nice that Alex Abrahantes is doing something different because I don't know, and him and Dasha are still doing the previews for Dynamite on YouTube. So
I don't know.
There's still a lot of things that I think AEW is still trying to work out with their whole commentary and backstage crew, but
you could be right, Goro, because he's definitely paying a couple people a lot of money to just sit at home now. So nice, Dan. Yeah, what else was going on, guys? What else have we missed here? We got Halloween Havoc coming up for NXT. NXT stacking their show tonight to compete with Dynamite. I don't know if you noticed that by bringing some of what we got. Rhea Ripley going, we got Raquel Rodriguez going back.
Pick your poison. Yeah, that's cool.
Which, yeah, that was cool too to see those girls then be on. Like, I think we're gonna see way more integration, right? That's the word.
Yeah.
Of the NXT with the main roster, just because. Let's be honest. And this is the thing we all complained about with Vince, right? Triple H would get these big names, or even if they weren't a big indie name, he'd get they'd find someone, they'd make them a star at the Performance Center in NXT. They come up and they completely repackage them for the main roster, and then it just shits out right away because you just ruined all this hard work they did at NXT, where you can easily just bring those people over as what they are. And now we're seeing it. We saw Cameron Grimes on Raw. We seen Cora Jade on SmackDown and or on Raw too. And Dexter Lumis is now main roster, I think. That's just what he is.
But I mean, the whole if Vince was still here, this would have never happened.
No, not at all. And
he wouldn't have been brought back.
No, and I think we're going to start seeing some of this stuff. You know, I mean, again, we said this when it happened, but what a world that we live in when Triple H is the head booker now of the main roster for WWE, and Shawn Michaels is the head guy for NXT now. Like, DX is literally running the biggest wrestling company in the world. It's insane, and it could be very cool. But then you got things too that AEW is doing good too. Like, you've seen it right there with Willow Nightingale. Had some good spots on TV, and that's a fairly relative, like, just an indie darling, right? Like, you only know her if you've seen her on the indie scene, but she has such a great reputation on the indie scene, banging matches. And then had that one with Jade. So
I think
Vince is not pulling. Yeah, Vince is.
I'm sure there's some influence there, but I think there's a lot of things Triple H is doing that he's like, you can't stop me now.
Well, and I think part of Vince's retirement is basically, I think there was a payout. From what I've read, as far as like some of the backstage stuff, is like basically he had to get paid out to make sure he was retired, and so he shouldn't be influencing anything because one, he was kind of already past his fucking prime when it came to booking anyways, because nobody wants, I mean, I don't know, if you would have left over for Vince for like maybe the next year or so, he probably would have brought back the Repo Man and some fucking orientation and shit like that. Like some of those fucking job guys and shit like that, you know, like Repo Man or fucking garbage dude or whatever the fuck. Like he just made some poor decisions. I mean, because you mentioned as far as like repackaging even NXT guys, man, why are we still seeing Gunther? Why is it not back to Walter? Why is it Butch and not Pete Dunne? I mean, come on. These are guys who are fucking talented as shit, and you fucking sandbag them with some fucking terrible shit. Like, Gunther's still the IC champion, but like Butch, when is he gonna be able to fucking get out of the fucking bruising brawlers or whatever?
Brawling brutes. I think the thing with Pete Dunne is, if you go back and look, he was ready. He was happy with that change. Because he said, I've done everything I can as Pete Dunne. I'm interested in trying something else. So in his case, I think, but in the case of Walter, I agree with you 100%. But now that he's the champion and now that he's been on, they're not going to change it back now.
I just hope they give Ciampa his original song back.
Yeah.
The song was so good. Hell yeah, we need Repo Man back. I love it.
Yeah, Barry Horowitz.
Barry
for sure.
Horowitz.
Oh, bring him back, dude. I tell you, I don't know if there's a
Goro.
But would it be panties for Dexter's case since it's the Miz? Would it be just
he's going through the Miz to get to Maurice? Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's the
So-
thing.
So I
he
wanted
had
to
his
say-
chance at her during that celebration last week.
I wanted to
That's
say
true.
this. We didn't talk about this during Extreme Rules,
Extreme.
and Luke mentioned that they do have an I Quit match. It just occurred to me, and I've never seen this, and I think I would love to see somebody who is either a villain or you can play it the other way. Somebody goad somebody into an I Quit match after X and Y and Z, and then the one or the other clocks somebody with a chair, beats the hell out of somebody, and then they've beaten the hell out of them, and then they say I quit. As opposed to, oh, I'm done, I quit. Say, I beat the shit out of him, I quit.
You're really
I'd
into
love to
these
see
guys losing. Because wasn't your other idea the guy just comes down and just beats the shit out of him and then leaves?
Yeah, but here, because why?
JR is all
Because
about
it's not
no
worth my
matches
time.
officially happening.
I have one. I am 0-99, and I don't give a fuck. How about that? How about that?
They had their chance if they would have did it with Brian Myers since he was on there. He
Yeah.
was the one guy they were like, he hasn't won a match in 2 years.
But
Well,
the
haven't we
thing
talked about
is-
that before too? Is literally like you could develop a character where basically they just lose every match because they beat the shit out of somebody and just walk out because, well,
Yeah.
clearly they're not gonna fucking get up.
Yeah. It's like what I would love. I would just like, yeah. You haven't won a match. I could see it. You haven't won a match. Why would we ever give you a title shot? Because you're afraid I'd kill your guy.
True.
Anyway, that's just me. I would love to see it.
It's
Tom,
the-
learn
it's
how
the-
to take that fisherman suplex, and you do this.
I'll take the fisherman superplex.
Yeah, well, you gotta take one. You're gonna take one move and then beat the fuck out of him.
I have other ideas in mind, but I gotta hit up Justin Decent about getting that fucking training in 1st before I do any of these moves and shit like that. I mean, I know how to tuck my chin. That's about it.
You mean your chins?
You want to come at me, fucking old fat man?
Hey,
like
dude,
Jesus Christ!
Hey, dude,
So-
I didn't say that I'm not on that team.
Then don't fucking spark the goddamn fire, man.
let's-
If you
let's
don't want
be
to be
honest.
fucking
This
retorted.
show has more chins than a Chinese phone book.
Yeah, that's true.
6.
So Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens. Sorry, I was going to say Kevin Steen. Kevin Owens, I guess, was on or is going to be on NXT tonight as well.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, that guy, again, incredible. Everything he does.
Wait, chins. Hey, I broke that man's chair because I ate one too many sandwiches. One drunk.
one
I
of-
broke his chair.
Why don't we just put this out there right now? Why don't we have a weight loss challenge on this fucking show?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you want to have a weight loss challenge after I have a colonoscopy?
I mean, did you lose weight before your colonoscopy or no?
Fuck no.
Okay,
No,
well
actually,
then,
I lost 15 pounds since the last time I was at the doctor. So yeah,
well, good for you.
yeah. But I'm still a fat fuck. It was one. If I hadn't eaten one, Tovar, I'd have been fine.
Yeah, and then Goro. Yeah, if I lost my ego, I'd wait alone, huh? Fair enough. It's not even ego, by the way. I just know how much better that.
Yes, yeah, it's not ego.
I just know how much better I am than everybody else. So it's not even about ego. It's just knowing. It's the confidence that comes with knowing.
That right there is a good dad joke.
Fuck you, JJ. We can't lose our producer to this fucking shenanigan fucking piece of shit joke.
I'm sorry, that's fucking funny.
It is. Good for you, JJ. Good for you.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, we got distracted.
Oh, it's all good.
So
Did you guys see G4 is closing already?
Oh no.
The game network.
Yeah, I could tell that was gonna happen. I have my theories on why, but
like they did a lot with WWE. They had like all those guys come through, and then Creed was a host.
True, but I mean, it's the old saying, and I'll just say this, and I don't want to get into too much, but they were trying to be almost too over the top woke for what they are. They're a game show. They're a video game network, right? And one of the things they always try to do was highlight women's game performers and stuff like that, which is fine. They're very talented. It just happens to be, a lot of those teams just haven't won. And they were trying to do a lot of different spotlight things, and that's just really weren't working for the channel. And they really just kind of went away from what they were doing originally before they even just got canceled in the first place, as far as from their network family. And when they got brought back, it should have been more of kind of the same. And they just decided not to go that route. And that's what happens, man. What, 6 months, 8 months, a year, whatever the fuck they lasted?
I don't know.
I'm literally looking for answers. I don't know how long they were fucking around.
I never watched it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't watch it either. Oh well, sad for the gamers. Feel bad for them.
Yeah. I mean, plus also most of those people were already doing stuff online. I mean, we're on Twitch right now, so most of the people who are getting their video game content are going to Twitch most of the time, anyways.
But now, correct me if I'm wrong. A gamer is typically going to be gaming and not watching this stuff, right?
I mean, I don't know. I got 2 TVs in my living room right now, so
yeah, but you're not a gamer.
You don't know that? I could have a Xbox or something like that out there.
You could have it, but you don't.
Like
here. I can tell you this: my son is a gamer. He spends almost every waking hour playing whatever the hell it is he's playing. All right. He doesn't. He could give a fuck about G4 or C4 or X4 or fucking whatever it is, because he's
G4.
playing all the time. Okay, he's playing all the time. He doesn't. He would never watch that stuff. The only reason he would ever come on here and watch us, on Twitch, is because he wasn't playing. But I mean, you're playing, right? You're not. You don't go and watch that shit. It's like. I'm trying to think of something that it's similar to, but it was like, well, Ace. I mean, obviously golf is a bit different. You can't golf all the time, but you enjoy watching golf. But it's not. You're not watching. You're watching others play golf. You're not watching golf news. Like, ooh, look, here's the newest balls. You're not watching shows about the newest drivers.
Well, sometimes.
But you find
but
that
on
out,
YouTube,
you find that out on in small doses, right?
Yeah, no, I couldn't. Yeah, no,
yeah.
For the most part, I'm watching either the actual
tell you that shit.
tournaments or like just people on YouTube playing. But yeah,
yeah.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, you gotta love the chins.
Also, too, if anybody's ever interested in how to live in an RV, go check out RV TV Minneapolis or MPLS on YouTube. It's our buddy Tovar and Audrey. They are sharing their experiences living in an RV through the Minnesota winter last year and then even through the summer this year. So a lot of interesting stuff, by the way. So I'll give it up for Tovar on that one, because some of the things they're sharing, I don't think many people would understand how to actually live successfully in an RV. So check them out on YouTube. Literally, it's exactly how you see it there in the chat. Go check them out, because it's some interesting shit and a lot of mechanical stuff that most people don't know dilly shit about. Some electrical shit that I don't know anything about. So I've learned plenty of things, and not to necessarily get off topic here or anything, but seriously, it's kind of a fun little channel to watch and learn some shit.
Yeah. Magic Cosmo. Gosh, good to see you, buddy.
Maggy's around. What the fuck? God damn, dude. I haven't seen him in a long time. Do you still have your channel, by the way, Magic Cosmo? With Thick Barn Bob? Thick Barn Bob? One of the two? I don't know. See, now these are some people I haven't seen in a long time, so now I'm just getting all fucking sorts confused. They all show up after HCW is already gone, saying that no one's chatting anymore. It's like, God damn it, dude. Y'all should have been here earlier, man. Still do it. Thick Barn Bob. There you go. That's where you can follow him on Twitch and check out his channel. He does gaming with a Finnish person. It's fun. Seriously. It's the weirdest channel on Twitch. I will say it that way.
Do they say like oof and durf and durf oof?
You're thinking the Swedish chef, I think, right there.
Maybe.
Oh man. I will say this. I have the pleasure of not only doing one show this month with JR, but him and I are going to be working together on Thursday as well.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
River
Sledding,
Falls,
that's right.
Johnny's in River Falls. If you haven't, and we're working with Todd Andrews, who's a fantastic headliner. If you're in that neighborhood, you want to check out tickets, you can. The shows typically sell out, so they may already be sold out, but you can certainly check it. That's on Thursday. I think the show's at 7:30. Tom will take the stage first and warm up the crowd, get them in a good mood. I will I'll dig a hole I can dig for Todd, and then he'll finish it out.
That's right. I'm not trying to get out here necessarily a little early, but I stayed up too late trying to watch Minnesota United win a game, and Lord knows that fucking didn't work. So,
River Falls, JJ, River Falls, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
just over the river, maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, I got to make sure I let JJ know when I'm up around the Monticello, Buffalo area. Same with Magic Cosmo.
Buffalo.
Yeah,
Buffalo.
how far, JJ? How far would you go for a New Year's Eve show? I'm up in Alexandria.
Second, third base.
Not how far you'll go, but how far away.
How far would you drive? Is what I
Jesus face.
All right,
drive to the hole, baby.
Sounds like Tommy wants to head out.
No, it's not that I want to head out. It's just a matter of like, I mean, if we got more to talk about and stuff like that. I was just already promoting some other people's things,
we just got a little sidetracked with all of the chat, which is good every once in a while. But to be honest, I don't even know what's going on. I mean, the Dalton Castle and Jericho is going to be an awesome match. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
That's on tonight.
I literally was just going to mention that as far as when we mentioned apparently somebody needing to be on TV more in Dalton Castle, he comes out on Rampage, challenges Jericho for tonight. We've seen on JR's background that he's been on Dark Elevation or whatever. So clearly this is a run up to, I think, ROH getting their own show. This is just my opinion. I haven't seen that anywhere, but I believe this is where we're going to start seeing some of that stuff coming. Thank you for the bits, JJ. That's real good of you.
Whatever company is like the A company for the ones that Tony Khan, AEW, and ROH, that's where Dalton Castle needs to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
The original panty dropper.
Oh, thanks, Magic Cosmo. Appreciate that. I think if we have just a couple more bits or subs, we'll be able to get into a hype train, which is not necessary at this point in the night. But if you guys want to, that's cool. I will say this. If anybody is going to the Madhouse show and you dress up as Top Shelf Tom Chillstrom, I will make sure you get one of these fancy dandy 2-count patches right here.
Or you could just have one too.
To dress up like Tom.
But what would be the Top Shelf Tommy costume because
I'm
you
telling
have
you right
different
now.
shit on every time.
I'm telling you
You
right
don't
now.
have an outfit.
It's literally a black. It's
I was
a
gonna say
black
black
shirt,
t-shirt, jeans, and that Madhouse hat.
jeans. Get yourself a fucking Madhouse hat,
I
or just
would
wear
go-
your
I would-
hair exactly like how I would normally, which I can't really show you guys because it's fucking hat hair now. But
Ooh, Danny's going to
Oh.
L.A.
Oh,
Big time.
good for
Big
you.
time. Danny,
Yeah,
is
I'll-
it the
I'll-
Kiss Cruise?
I'm
Oh,
pretty
the
sure
Kiss-
Danny would never. I'm pretty sure Dan would never dress like me, anyways. I got some suspicions that guy might actually genuinely hate me.
Nah.
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly it. Get yourself a fucking Sam Adams
Tina,
cutout
right.
or a Big Lebowski cutout and just have it sit behind you, and that's a top shelf fucking costume right there. Or somehow a sweet OG Summit banner.
I'll just
That's
say
how you would work it.
if anybody comes up to me and identifies himself as being in a top shelf Tommy outfit, I will gladly spit water all over him. As a
Triple
prize.
H style, though.
You
Triple
pile
H
of
style,
shit.
though. Danny, have fun on the Chris Cruise, brother.
Yeah, man.
I tell you what, you know what? I should have said that around Luke just to see what he would have fucking said too.
What's that?
As far as like, wear a costume on Saturday, so doing an early celebration of Halloween, come as top shelf Tom Chilstrom. I think really what that would just be is like literally just hashtag Tom Chilstrom across the shirt, and you'll be okay. But
Well, he told me to throw more patches from the ring, so.
is that what you did the last show?
Well, because I had some in my pocket and they fell out when I was taking the mic out of my pocket, so like 4 were on the ring, and I just picked them up. And I was like, hey!
We scattered them around, dude. It was
It's gonna be a good time.
they're awesome patches, which is the thing. And I hate to give you the compliment to get such awesome patches, but
Well, I mean, it's not that hard, to be real honest with you. I just was willing to spend a few extra bucks.
Dan, I love it.
that's old school right there.
That's a throwback. That's like first few episodes of Tom.
That's old
Damn.
school.
Dan, that doesn't hurt at all. I just really
Oh, thanks,
appreciate
Tina.
that you remember it, man.
Yeah, I would say that was one of your greatest hits, Tom, was fucking with your sleeves.
And
I
I,
don't
missed
remember-
it.
I don't even remember how that fucking came about. I think it was just
You had Dan Booblets on, I think.
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
That was my COVID show, I think. Wasn't it?
I think so.
I don't know, man. I don't track much anymore as far as it's been over a year now since I've been on the show, guys. So
Has it?
yeah. I'm not counting like the WrestleMania show I did with JR when you weren't available that
Yeah.
Sunday. But like literally, like it was like
No,
the
but
first
like when was the first episode of you joining the show?
I believe it was probably October 5th of last year.
Dang, wow, it's been a
Yeah, so we totally just ran by the anniversary show. Not a big deal. I'm not hurt or anything like that. You guys didn't care enough to fucking circle on your fucking calendars and shit. But
Tom, we
It's
didn't
okay.
do anything for our year anniversary of just JR and I doing the show. But hey,
why would
guys,
you? It was a piece of shit show, and no one should have watched it.
a lot of the people in here were watching.
I know. I did.
But
Jesus,
we're gonna
don't
try
get so
to do,
butthurt.
But we're gonna try to do something special for the Rumble this year.
Yes, we are. Mostly because I have this sweet setup now, and we need to show it off a little bit more.
Tina, that's our bad. We should have gave you some stuff to give out when you were down at Cauliflower Alley Club. So we appreciate it. We appreciate all of our fans.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you guys got anything coming up this weekend people should know about?
Madhouse Wrestling this weekend, but again, Thursday, Johnny's in River Falls.
Yeah.
JR and I will both be there with headliner Todd Andrews, who is a coworker of mine, which is even
Ooh.
fucking better. So yeah, that should be a fun night. And then, like I said, Saturday, Madhouse Wrestling. It's the only fucking thing that anybody here should be worried about. So if you
Front
can't,
row sold out. Get your tickets though. Thunderdome. It's going down.
yeah, if you can't make it to Newton, Iowa, make sure you at least go watch it on IWTV.
Mm-hmm.
where everything lives.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
right. Definitely get on IWTV. Check out that last show from Madhouse that's on there. You'll see myself and Tommy for sure. JR might be there, might
Maybe.
not. Maybe JR's AK-47's mystery partner. We don't
Well,
know.
could be, you never know. I got a purple
Ooh.
shirt.
I got a purple shirt.
I will not doubt it.
Booking it Thirsty.
Anyhow.
Christ, you guys.
It's been so much fun tonight. I'm booking the Thirsty Buffalo in Buffalo for you guys. When are we going there? I'll go to Thirsty Buffalo in Buffalo.
You got to remember, JJ, I don't leave the house for less than $400.
You fucking liar. I mean, it depends, I guess. I guess up to Buffalo, it has to be $400 for you, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a half hour away?
Not from
Well,
Apple Valley.
it's-
That's like an hour and a
For
half
me,
away.
it's an hour at least,
Oh,
maybe hour and a half.
damn. Okay.
Yeah.
You put us in there, I'll do it, but I got to get paid, baby. $67 and half a grapefruit. God fucking damn it.
He'll do it.
$67. Fucking round it up to 69. I'm there, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet God. Well, anyway,
know.
all right, boys. This was a great show. We hope to see you all down the road somewhere. And if not this week, we'll see you next week on Tuesday with we have a special guest.
We do.
We do. Right now, we have the Darren Corbin, who you don't know who Darren Corbin is. I don't know what you're watching, but get
That's
to
right.
watching Darren Corbin online there on the YouTubes, the Ginger Snap. Yeah, he is scheduled for next week. It's going to be a great show, one of the best in the biz right now in the Midwest and probably in the indie scene. Darren Corbin, so we're excited to have him on.
Awesome. All right, you guys.
yeah.
We will see all of you next week. Bye bye.